Ezekiel 38. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend, and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou, and all thy bands, and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord God, It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land, Sheba and Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto thee, Art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? Therefore, son of man, prophesy, and say unto Gog, Thus saith the Lord God, In that day when my people of Israel dwelleth safely, shalt thou not know it? And thou shalt come from thy place out of the north parts, thou and many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army. And thou shalt come up against my people of Israel, as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days. And I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O Gog, before their eyes. Thus saith the Lord God, Art thou he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants the prophets of Israel, which prophesied in those days many years that I would bring thee against them? And it shall come to pass at the same time, when Gog shall come against the land of Israel, saith the Lord God, that my fury shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel, so that the fishes of the sea, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the field, and all creeping things that creep upon the earth, and all the men that are upon the face of the earth, shall shake at my presence. And the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, saith the Lord God. Every man's sword shall be against his brother, and I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood. And I will rain upon him, and upon his bands, and upon the many people that are with him, an overflowing rain, and great hailstones, fire, and brimstone. Thus will I magnify myself, and sanctify myself. And I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord.
блядь, стреляй! Чек, морпехи тут!
Hey dear brothers and sisters, today we are the 12th of April 2022, and I just want to share this. It's a very important message that I want to share to you, and this is concerning a dream that I had on the night of the 6th. It was between the 6th and the 7th, so 5th and the 6th. So I'm definitely sure it was around that time, and I believe it was the 6th, the night of the 6th. And I had the dream where I saw Russia, and I saw Putin and the Russian government making threats that they would send nuclear bombs towards Europe. And France was one of those targets. They would send nuclear bombs, and the situation was a heavy tension between the West and Eastern Europe, Russia, and they were actually speaking, I think, through in the on the television. They were saying that they were going to send these nuclear bombs on Europe. And I saw in the dream, I was like brought to another scene, and in this next scene I saw a forest, a large forest. It's almost like it was Siberia, because I know in Siberia they got huge forests, and in Russia as well, but it looked remote and a deserted place, but lots of trees, and there was snow as well in that area. And I saw men in these suits, in these hazmat suits. They looked like these suits when you might have seen some of these videos where these professionals, they go to volcanoes, and they go near to the pit where the lava is brewing, and they have this silver sort of suit. Well, they had this silver suit with these gas masks on, and they were experimenting with a bomb. And when this bomb blew, when this bomb had exploded, I saw like this lava. It was very strange, and it looked like this graphite, or oxide graphite. Don't know if you've seen some of those experiments where they had graphite, and they they burnt it, or they mixed it with something, and then you had like this goo, not this goo, but this sort of foam, and a lot of this. It looked like foam. You just growing and growing. Well, you had that sort of mixture with this lava looking like liquid, and I knew it was like they were experimenting with a weapon, with a bomb. And then they were like like the forest lit up, and it was like the forest was on fire, and they tried to contain the flames because it was burning all of the forest. And then I was next transported to this separate scene where I saw the Vatican making a peace deal with Russia. It was like a confederacy. It was like an alliance with many organizations, and the Vatican was like spearheading this this sort of this council, and they were asking Russia for peace. And as the dream unfolded, I saw like there was they managed to make a peace deal with Russia. So this is what I saw next. The Vatican made a peace deal. They made peace with Russia after those threats of Russia threatening the West with these nuclear bombs.
Russia attacks not only physically. It has been waging an information war against the world and peace for a long time.
Европе надо передать простую вещь. Вы получите ядерный удар по территории Европы в случае, если вы соберетесь там с какой-нибудь миротворческий контингент НАТО создать, в случае, если вы соберетесь его куда-то там вводить и прочее, прочее. Да, это будет ядерная война.
А это было и сказано французским
Это будет ядерная война. Вы должны это
февраля.
понимать. Значит, храбрые поляки, от вашей Варшавы не останется за полсекунды ничего. Храбрые немцы, так сказать, да. Храбрые эстонцы, храбрые прибалты. Кстати, по поводу храбрых прибалтов. Вот в Калининграде, я знаю, сейчас большие проблемы на границе. Может быть, актуальным становится вопрос коридора до Калининграда. Коридора, сухопутного коридора до Калининграда. А почему нет?
Ну, если уж до Приднестровья
Мне кажется, что государства под названием Литва и государства под названием Польша ведут себя слишком нагло. Слишком нагло. И не понимают еще, так сказать, да, что вот на самом деле с ними можно разобраться быстрее, чем с Украиной. Потому что вопрос коридора – это вопрос локальной военной операции, и это гораздо проще, чем все то, что мы сейчас затеяли на Украине.
Turn off Russian propaganda. Say no to fakes and war.
Уж мы говорим о таких вооружениях, то есть вопрос в том, что ее еще нужно избить, попытаться. Это не сбиваемая ракета. То, что у них, он говорит, у нас это ограничено, у нас есть чем сбивать. Посмотрим.
От Калининграда до Берлина 106 секунд, от Калининграда до Парижа 200 секунд. Вас интересует Лондон 202 секунд.
Вот, я про это. Поэтому им эту картинку надо тоже показывать. Знаете, ребят, вот смотрите, ну хорошо, вы придете, вот вам картинка. Считайте по секунде. Что ты успеешь? Куда? Да, то все. Здравствуйте, пролетело. Ну пускай думает. Секундомер ему дать, на, 200 секунд отсчитать. Да, вот так надо с ними. По-другому никак. Они...
Pope Francis asked to travel to Moscow to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin to try to stop the war, but so far he says he has received no response. Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera published an interview with the Pope in which he says that he fears Putin cannot and does not want to receive him because he believes that the Russian leader will not stop the war at this time. Pope Francis shared that he called the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the first day of the war, but that he will not go to Ukraine without meeting Putin first. He recalled that he has not spoken to the Russian president since last December, when Putin called the Pope for his birthday. He also said that the Hungarian president Viktor Orbán assured him that the Russians have a plan in their meeting, and that on May 9th, the anniversary of Nazi Germany's surrender to the Soviet Union at the end of World War II, everything will end.